Hello and welcome to the Brandon Stadium here in Coventry. Well, it's almost stopped raining here. Up until a few minutes ago, this whole meeting looked as though it was going to be in danger because we had the most amazing storm. There's still water lying around on the track. We had to put it with hail, lightning, thunder and torrential rain. But happily the meeting is now going ahead because, of course, there's an awful lot at stake. The World Championship final is at Bellevue, Manchester in September, and there are still a few places at stake, so the drivers are really big on their mettle tonight. There's a good crowd here. They're all in good heart. One or two names to look out for. Well, there's Len Wolfenden, of course, the world champion at the moment, Mike Close and Frankie Wainman, and two Midlands men really bang in form. There's Bert Finnikin from Leek and Dave Mellor from Ashbourne in Derbyshire. It looks like it's going to be a good meeting. Let's get on with the first heat as we join your commentator, Dave Lanning.
Yes, it's going to be very interesting to see how conditions will affect this stock car meeting here. BriSCA, of course, the big Formula One cars, unlimited, of the Chevy engines, about 6 or 7 litres. They cost about £3,000 to build, and most of the drivers are purpose-built with their cars. But it's going to be wet and sticky out there. There's no question at all about that. The first of our races will be over 16 laps, and we have a few drivers to watch for. Number 2 in the red top, you can look for Willie Harrison, who is one of the older. Is Willie there? The car on the right-hand side. Number 2, Willie started stock car driving in the very first meeting in this country. That was back at Haringey in 1954. He was a 16-year-old. He's won his last 3 successive World Championship rounds at Crewe, Rochdale and Bellevue, and if he can have a good night here in this round at Brandon, he's certain to qualify for a front row grid position in the semi-finals. The semi-finals are at Blackburn and Leicester in August, and the finals in Bellevue, Manchester, as Bob just told you. We're almost ready to go. They'll just do the one warm-up lap, remember, then the green flag will drop and we'll be on our way, and we just have to hold our hats on and wonder what's going to happen. Just to remind you, the drivers in front with the white and yellow tops, well, they're the rookies, the novices. They start in front. They're the white top drivers there. We've got Neil Roberts, Mark Jones and Murray Harrison. Murray Harrison, 3 Midland drivers from Coventry, Northampton and Kettering. Then into the B-grade drivers, and these are the yellow tops. We'll look for a few Midland drivers there. Got Mo Masters from Daventry, Robbie Craig, well, he's from Chesterfield, Mark Nigel from Tamworth, 136, that's Dave Taylor from Burntwood in Lancashire. There is Mark Nigel, Tamworth lad. Now moving on to the blue top, says Chris Elwell, young man from Rugeley and Staffs. Number 284 is Chris Lloyd from Breedon, Derbyshire. It's Brian Tuplin, 155 from Lincoln. And way at the back we have the big star men. We'll look for Willie Harrison from South Yorkshire. There he is, number 2. Number 354. And that's Richard Ainsworth from Alberty. He's come a long way from Cambridge. Here's Nigel Whorton, remember the young man who was driving stock cars before. He actually passed his Ministry of Transport road test. And there is number 93. And that is John Lund, rather 53. John Lund, one of the late starters in this first heat. Gingerly trying out conditions, and they're coming around for the green flag. Already they're slipping and sliding, and straight into the lead it goes Neil Roberts. Neil Roberts, number 432, and there's trouble on the first down off the track. Already they're in the water, and well, it's wet and sticky, but it's not slowing down these boys. Really is incredible pictures. But it looks like car number 302, that's Mark Jones, who seems to have gone into the lead. And already, as you can see, we have a few little mingles. Mark Jones, it is, who leads it. And in second place, number 62 is Robbie Craig. That's what you call a slight case of aquaplaning. And leading now still is car 302, that is Mark Jones. Second is number 23. And third is number 2, and that's Willie Harrison moving up through the field. Willie in good form recently is closed into third place. We've got 13 laps to go, so we've completed 3. And there is Harrison, and he may be the man to watch. He's now up into second place. Beautiful controlled slide there from this veteran. And it looks like Mark Jones has really Willie Harrison right on his tail now. There's the leading 2. Mark Jones 302, Willie Harrison right up on his exhaust pipe, going sideways on crabwise. And here comes Harrison to try and nudge him over. The rookie is doing well to hold him out. That's how long can he last in front. Harrison trying the inside drive. And Harrison has moved through there. We captured that piece of action perfectly as he moves through in front. So there is Harrison, and he does look in command here of heat number 1 of this BriSCA Formula 1 World Championship stock car meeting. A really sticky patch there, but Harrison climbed through it. Beautiful action picture, keeping out of the debris on the inside. Harrison still first. Ainsworth has moved into second place, and car 53 John Lund is up as well into third place now. Yorkshire, perhaps the most experienced man on the Formula 1 circuit, putting that experience to good use here. Look at the wheel spin, but he's in complete control. Going out dicing perhaps a little dangerously with the crash wire. And our cameraman, very nearly got a face full of Brandon Shell. He's beginning to lap the back markers now, Harrison. In front of him there is Chris Elwell. Harrison moves. And he just seems to be losing a little smoke. Look at that for a perfectly controlled piece of sideways on driving. 5 laps to go now. And Harrison sweeps past Elwell as he moves into some trouble. Absolutely in peak form at the moment, this driver. Won his last 3 World Championship rounds. He knows that good performance here at Brandon could make sure of a pole position on the grids in the semis, and he really is now kicking on with 4 laps to go. Still the same order. In front it is Harrison. In second place, car number 354, Richard Ainsworth from Ulverston, Cumbria. And in third place, it's John Lund in car 53. There is the second place car. And as we rather thought in these kind of tricky conditions, it is the stars, the red tops, who are cutting up all the running. Just 2 laps to go. It's 350 metres around. Look at Ainsworth bursting through there, really shoveling them aside. And we look for Harrison coming into his last lap. He has got Ainsworth not that far behind him, actually. Just started the last lap. Harrison still in front. Ainsworth is about 10 lengths behind him. Don't think he's going to catch him now. So we'll look out for the checkered flag. And over the line, it is Willie Harrison maintaining his good form. Second place, Ainsworth. Third, car 53, John Lund. Fourth, looks to car number 422. That was Nigel Whorton. Well, there is the winner. His visibility really must have been cut right down with the flying Warwickshire shell. Made his move on the second lap. and really never was in much trouble after that. Willie Harrison then continues his good run of form. Well, the second heat delayed while we wait for this man, the reigning Formula One World Stock Car Champion, 190 Len Wolfenden from Nelson in Lancs, the one man in stock car driving entitled to use the distinctive gold top. And there he is. And it's interesting in this heat that he has a second car, and that's going to be driven by number 471 Bobby Burns from Ilford in Essex. We'll look out for those two. Remember, the white tops are the novices. They really are in a bit of a hot seat there. Let's just have a look who we've got. We've got Brian Holloway, local boy from Coventry. He's car 336. We have got George Hamstead from Tame in Oxford, 412 there. That's Mal Bryan, we can see, car 34. And his dad's in this one as well. That's Ken Brown. We'll have to watch for that father and son team. Car number 205 is Tony Sterling from Newark, car 139. Stuart Smith, not the Stuart Smith, ex-world champion, 69 there is Neil France, 435. Bernard Poyser, still amongst the blue graders, 495. That's John Cayzer. That's a relatively new car John Cayzer is driving, very experienced, and he seems to have got the mixture right because he's been winning races. 93, we look for him on our list, and that's Bob Coley. There we come to the red tops, 471. Remember, that's Bobby Burns from Ilford, driving a car loaned by Len Wolfenden, right at the back there, marauding a little bit like a submarine almost. There's a sort of air of menace about Len Wolfenden as the green flag goes out, and it's George Hamstead into the lead with Dave Tapping second. George Hamstead 406 leads. We've already lost the second place driver. Mal Brand is in second place, car 205, that's Tony Sterling is third. They've done one lap and they've all managed to avoid the water. George Hamstead goes across with one lap under his belt. He's in front and he's built up quite a lead already too. And well, we have a little spot of trouble down there on the bottom corner. And they really do know just how sticky conditions are now, because the mud and granite are flying and their visibility must be reduced substantially even at this early stage of the race. We've only done 2 laps. And as the cars pile up all around this branded circuit, it looks as though Mal Brown has moved into the lead, car 34, and in second place it is car number 347, that's Andy Shaw rather. And they really are going in from all angles. Andy Shaw up in the placings, he was second at our last count. He's in a bit of trouble there. And they really are going in all directions. Mal Bryan, somebody's had a rare old bump over there on the second turn. There's Ken Bryan, father of Mal, still going pretty steadily. We have now completed 6 laps, and George Hamstead it is who's taken the lead again. Mal Bryan is in second place, and car number 347 Andy Shaw is in third place. There's the world champion, Len Wolfenden, who is making steady progress through the traffic at the back. Well, Bryan has moved into the lead. There he is. Malcolm Bryan has slipped through as the drivers find their way around this 350-metre circuit. And there's some terrible trouble up on the pit corner. There's cars in all directions. I'll have to watch that, Mal Bryan. And it looks like Mal Bryan is some trouble as well there, spinning. Mal Bryan over that little bit of trouble. Car number 34 still leading. But that's trouble there for Mal Bryan. We saw that spin, and that means he's surrendered the lead, and it means that Stuart Smith has moved up. He is car 139, and Mal Bryan again in trouble, and this is bound to cost him places and bound to cost him time as the rest of the field go roaring through. 5 laps remaining. We make it Stuart Smith, car number 139 from Chesterfield, in the lead. In second place now it is Dave Berresford, and in third place it is John Cayzer moving up. So they really have been dropping out like flies all over the track here. They're piled up, there's heaps of cars. Just 4 laps left. Still that order, 139, 260, 495. Those are the cars to look for as we approach the final stages of this second qualification heat of the BriSCA Formula 1 World Championship. And there we can see the leader, that's Stuart Smith, who's managed to pick his way rather daintily through all the carnage. And it's just 2 laps to go for Stuart Smith. And here is Smith into his last lap. So after a fair amount of trouble, a lot of spin-offs, a lot of slides, and that is car number 435, and that's Bernard Poyser. We saw a beautiful piece of spinning action over the line, though. It is Smith who wins it. Well, there is the winner. And he'll be happy about that, because he was well back down in the early stages, but we had all the early leaders. That, of course, George Hamstead, and then Mal Bryan managed to do some terrible damage to themselves with their cars, spinning about all over the place. That allowed Smith his chance. When he got his nose in front, he never let up, and he takes heat 2.
Well, 2 very exciting heats there. We've got lots more to come for you. As you can see behind me, the dead ones are being taken away, but don't you go away. We'll take a break and we're back in 2 minutes from now.
Welcome back to Brandon Stadium, Coventry, a very sticky Brandon track for the second part of our Formula 1 stock car racing transmission here at this Midland Stock Car Centre. Well, we've had a couple of pretty hectic earlier qualification heats. We've got 1 more to go of 16 laps, then a consolation race, and then it's a 24-car, 20-lap grand final. Let's just explain to you that a driver can compete in as many World Championship rounds as he wishes. He takes his points from the best 5 meetings. Then we have 2 semi-finals. There are at Blackburn and Leicester. That's in August. And the final, of course, will be at Bellevue, Manchester on the 25th of September. We wonder if one of our competitors here tonight is going to walk off with a crown up there in Manchester. There's some interesting characters here. Really cannot think what Dave Mellor. He's a big lad, this Dave Mellor. He's 20 stone. That extra bit of weight May well hold him down on this really puddeny surface. It's Pete Bailey, car 232, comes from Coventry, local lad, 337 there. That's Steve Bates from Bedworth in Warwickshire. Getting amongst the big boys now, the much more experienced drivers. 208 is Moss Fernihough from Inkborough. Mo Smith there, 5-1. Rod Falding there from Rotherham, 281 is Rob Pearce from Leicestershire. 429 Graham Elwell. He's the father of Chris Elwell, we saw him earlier. And now the superstars, the red tops. 304 Dave Mellor. Right at the back there, 212 Frankie Wainman and Bert Finnikin. It won't be long now. The white tops are on this bottom corner, and they make the run for the green flag. And it looks like John Taylor showing in front. John Taylor leads it. In second place, Eddie Harrison. The two white tops coming through. Into third place, it was Dave Fox. Taylor in front. Harrison is second. Fox is in terrible trouble in third place, and just manages to hold on as we have a little spot of bother. And 27 it is. It's Eddie Harrison who managed to spin the early leader John Taylor out. Eddie Harrison in front. Car number 51 Mo Smith is second, and 308 Dave Fox is third. You have to feel a bit sorry for John Taylor. He led for less than a lap. I think he managed to get back into the race. Rob Pearce creeping gingerly back into the action. Having been spun, it must be the simplest thing in the world to spin out in these conditions. Splash through the water down there on the bottom corner on the Coventry bend. It is still Eddie Harrison in front, and in second place Mo Smith from Aveley. Dave Fox is third. That's the way we read it, as they begin to sort themselves out here. Done 4 laps, 12 to go. And Harrison is hanging on well. Just got a glimpse of the leader there. There he is now. And the car looks neat and trim, and he's driving a nicely controlled line at the moment. Bert Finnikin, number 55, has moved up into 6th place. We note, as they go in with 10 laps to go, is the first of the red tops. Frankie Wainman too is into 5th place. There is Wainman. So the superstars are beginning to move through the traffic. Still no change, still Harrison. We look for him, he comes under our commentary position. He's being bulked there just for a moment or two by Glenn Percy. Car 170 passes by him. And Harrison looks pretty comfortable. We look way back down for Wainman. Wainman is about half a lap behind and making progress, being held up in some heavy traffic there on that Coventry bend. There is Wainman. Midway through the race, 8 laps to go. Harrison still staying out of trouble. There he is down there. Almost moving sideways on. It's getting a bit smoky. And there's Wainman in trouble. Wainman in trouble, and that's good news for Harrison. still Harrison, still Mo Smith. And Harrison is in trouble. Harrison is in trouble up on the pit corner. That means Mo Smith here is in front now. Harrison was driving an immaculate line. He's got motoring again. But Mo Smith from Essex is the leader now. Well, the opportunity came for him. Here's a bit of trouble. Oh. And now we've lost Dave Fox, who was lying in second place. So it's all landing on the lap of Mo Smith. And moving into second place now, it's 1:07, that's Pete Bashford. What a good day for a stock car driver. Just 3 laps to go. And it is still 51. Mo Smith straight out of trouble, second. 1:07, Pete Bashford. Just 2 laps left, and Smith has got to stay out of trouble now. Moving past one of the back markers, that's John Stirk from Halifax. So just 1 lap now for Mo Smith. Second place still Pete Bashford. Third is Dave Mellor moving up through the field. And fourth, looks to be Rob Falding from Rotherham, but he's come from nowhere. No holding Smith though. So Mo Smith it is from Aveley in Essex. We had the white tops cutting up all the early pace. John Taylor led early on, and Eddie Harrison held the lead for what? Oh, 2/3 of the race, and suddenly got into trouble up on the pit corner. Smith saw his chance, and once he got his nose in front, didn't make a mistake, stayed clear of all the carnage, and that's an impressive win from the lad from Essex. Consolation race, and it should be once again motorised mayhem. We have got 20 laps, we have got incredibly 30 starters spread out virtually half way around this 350-metre Brandon circuit. This is the opportunity for the drivers who in their earlier heats finished down the field, didn't qualify, the last chance. A repechage, bidding for a place in the final, where of course those valuable points for World Championship qualifications are there to be grabbed. And it really is a packed field for this consolation race. 62, there's Robbie Craig. 69, still France. There are a couple of drivers in here, in fact, who have not driven, and that was one of them there, Alan Wright. He hasn't been out yet, but he's come straight into the consolation race. The other one to look for is a local boy, Brian Holloway from Coventry. He hasn't had a taste of condition, but all the others have, and all the others know that it's pretty tacky and a bit dodgy, and that after the opening lap you're doing well if you can see clearly, and that has caused us all kinds of trouble. Spin-offs, they've been going in all directions. So we're coming up to the green flag now, the consolation race. A reminder, 30 of these mechanical monsters about to be unleashed, and away they go. And into the lead it is Murray Harrison. George Hamstead is second, and he flourished briefly in his heat. Third is Bob Brown, and Bob Brown has gone straight in with a terrible wallop. Bob Brown there tangled with 459. That's his race over, and here are the leaders, Murray Harrison and George Hamstead. And there's going to be some trouble on that corner as well. Harrison hangs on in front. Ball needs Nigel is in there. Robbie Craig, his race is over. And it's getting a little bit like bumper cars out there. Of course, this is a contact sport, and my word, don't these drivers know it. Still Murray Harrison and George Hamstead leading. There they are, flashing through our picture. Here are the leaders. On the track, we're going to have to stop it.
Slow down to walking speed.
They're going to have to slow down to walking speed. The amber light is on. And in fact, it was a steering wheel. It was on the track. There it is. And that is ridiculous. How do you lose a steering wheel? Well, we really see some curious sights in stock car racing. But the steward quite right to stop it. Can you imagine how he managed to report that the driver had been hit by a flying steering wheel? Incredible. And we're off again. And there is Murray Harrison. And he's the leader. Really getting pretty torrid out there. Still Harrison. Got a long way to go, remember. We have 20 laps. And looked like Bert Finnikin nipping past one of the red tops. Harrison's been pushed right out. This might cost him the lead. He was pushed very, very wide on that corner. Who still seems to have his nose in front, although with cars really spread out right around Brandon, it's still 97 in front. Murray Harrison in second place. It is car 405, and in third place, well, even the lap score here isn't too sure about that. It's George Hamstead still up in second place. So despite all the mayhem, and here's some trouble. That was Keith Hayden doing the damage there, car 246. There are the leading pair. And the track is certainly drying out, as you can see. Cars are really getting into something like their top speeds. Harrison still leads. Pete Doran still going strong in their car 428. And it looks like Hamstead has now moved into the front. We've lost Murray Harrison. It is car 405. That's George Hamstead who's assumed the lead. And in second place it is Bernard Cayzer moving up, 435. There's Bert Finnikin in there, number 55. There's a wounded iron horse out of contention. That looks like Harrison. Sad end to a brave bid. Still George Hamstead in the lead. Bert Finnikin's moved into third place, and that's ominous for the leaders. There he is. And he's challenging hard on 435, Bernard Cayzer. That's the battle for second place. And I think Finnikin might just squeeze through here. Oh, wheel-to-wheel stuff. Marvellous pictures. Real ding-dong going on for second place. at this battle. Clearly it's Formula One at its best, and there has gone Hamstead. He's overcooked it. Finnikin right on his tail. And we were always in the middle of that one. There is Bert Finnikin. And now it's Finnikin we must look for. He's moved up into second place. Just 5 laps left. Can Bert Finnikin really catch the leader? And the leader, we remind you, is George Hamstead, car 405. There's second place driver Bert Finnikin. And this looks like the battle for the lead. And that is Bert Finnikin. Just moved through. We just caught that piece of action. There's 405. That's in second place. So Bert Finnikin it is from Leek, who has really picked his way through the traffic, who now leads. Well, there is the leader, and he's had to work hard, and really now he must try and stay out of trouble, just going past one of the back markers. Still in second place, George Hamstead. Third is car 208, that's Fernihough. And just 1 lap to go now for this man and this car, Bert Finnikin. Finnikin is on his last lap, and the checkered flag is down for Bert Finnikin, who wins this consolation race. Quite close, Sweetmaker has moved up into the leading position ahead of George Hamstead. Car 199, he sneaked through when nobody was looking, but well, there we go, that's a job for the breakers. Just look at that. No doubt at all about the winner, and his exhaust seems to be burning, absolutely flaming. Look at that. Oh, well, we all draw breath there. That really was 20 laps of sensational action. We had, what, 4 leaders, 5 leaders. We lost the early boys. Murray Harrison held on for a while, so did George Hamstead, and then they began to fall by the wayside, and it was the experience of Bert Finnikin who made to pay. And so now we look forward to the final, and if it's as good as that consolation race, it'll be a real treat. So here we go for the final. We have got 24 cars. We have got 20 laps. Those are the 2 front runners there. 302 is Mark Jones, getting a shove start from his rival there, George Hamstead. He's 405. 2 of the white tops who qualified. You remember Mark, our first race, finished 6th behind Willie Harrison. And George Hamstead, well, he was 3rd in the consolation race. 139, that's Stuart Smith. Now, he won one of his races, one of the earlier heats. Stuart Smith, no relation to the Rochdale-based former world champion, though it does cause you a bit of confusion. And if you look and think to yourself, these cars don't look as though they've done a race, the answer could be that some of these drivers, having a neat turn of mind, have washed their cars down between races. Tuplin there, 155 amongst the blue tops. Car number 208 there, that's Fernihough. Ken Bryan in there. Looking back now towards some of the bigger guns, the red tops. 471, there's Bobby Burns going through our picture. 354, that's Richard Ainsworth. Willie Harrison bidding, of course, for his 4th straight win in finals. And right at the back there, the world champion, Wolfenden. And we're going to be off now. The flag comes down for the charge of the very, very heavy brigade. It is George Hamstead who leads. And in second place there is Mark Jones on this first lap. Stuart Smith is third, but they've got a long way to go. A very long way to go, remember. It is 20 laps, but it is the front grid runners who show early. That's predictable. Hamstead leads 4:05, second place Jones third. There is Stuart Smith. We've got Brian Tuplin in 4th place. And it really is getting rough at the back as the big boys try to just burst through, just brushing everybody aside. There is the leader, and there's some trouble on the back straight. Managed to get it cleared in time. 1:07 there, that's Pete Bashford in trouble. There's the leader. Trouble. We there had car 203. So they are beginning to sort themselves out, but it is still 4:05. George Hamstead leading. In second place it is Brian Tuplin, car 155. And Stuart Smith is in third place. There's Stuart Smith. Still well placed, but still a long way to go, and still an awful lot of mayhem. John Stirk is up into third place now. Stuart Smith is 4th. Wolfenden well down the pack, well back at the moment, not really making much ground. He's got 3 red tops in front of him. There's Mo Smith, winner of the race heat, and there's 422 Nigel Whorton, the young man, facing the wrong way. He's going to have to work very hard and take his life in his hands trying to get back in this race. Still 4:05, still in second place Brian Tuplin, still in third place it is car 65, that's John Stirk, and Stuart Smith is 4th. We have done now 7 laps, 13 to go, and the leader there in a little bit of trouble, 4:05. George Hamstead getting a nudge from car 155. Brian Tuplin really putting some pressure on up front. Hamstead leads it, he's going very slowly. He surely can't hold on here as they all buff it up behind him, and there he goes. So Brian Tuplin now moves up into the lead, and he's under some pressure as well. There is Tuplin, and car 65 in third place, rather now up into second place. There is the lead. So it's Tuplin and John Stirk in a little bit of trouble there as they all go sideways. It's getting very icy out there. There's Tuplin still leading. And there is the leading 3. First Tuplin, second John Stirk. There's Tuplin, third place is Stuart Smith. And moving up into second place now, Stuart Smith. There's the leader. There is second place driver Stuart Smith, driving a real blinder at the moment. Third place is Stirk, who just got into a bit of trouble, which allowed Smith to come through. 7 laps to go. The red tops are beginning to close. And we make Willie Harrison now back in 6th place. Remember Willie going through a purple patch. He's got a lot of work to do though. He's got to overtake 5 of these drivers to close on the leader. Smith in second place, and Smith being edged over there by 65, and that's John Stirk going back in. We make Stuart Smith in trouble. It looks like Smith in trouble down the back straight. That means that Tuplin is still going. Here's Brian Tuplin. And Harrison has moved into fourth place. Here's Tuplin. And there's George Hamstead in the middle of all that, 4:05, and there goes poor old George, who led early on. That must be his race over. Looks like part of a wheel on the track. Just 3 laps to go now. Still Tuplin leads it. Second place is still John Stirk by our reckoning, with only 3 laps to go. Brian Tuplin, it is in front. And car number 212, Frankie Wainman's coming to third place now, and Harrison is fourth. That's the leader there, Brian Tuplin. John Stirk is second. Where is Harrison? Where is Wainman? Just 2 laps to go. And Tuplin is now on his last lap. There he is. And Tuplin has taken it. And it looks like Wainman got into second place, or was it car 199? There was an awful big pile up there. Well, it was certainly Brian Tuplin who won it. And there was some late activity there. And the steward and the lap score are going to have to sort it out. It looked certainly Tuplin won it. In second place, Frankie Wainman. Frankie Wainman looked to have finished second there. In third place, car number 65, John Stirk. He hung on in there, and Willie Harrison back in fourth place, just leaving his effort a little bit late and not being able to wend his way through as the traffic got very, very heavy and the action got thick and fast. Well, there is the winner, Brian Tuplin, the car number 155 from Lincoln. Maybe not one of the fashionable drivers. He got clear, he didn't make any mistakes, and he's a very worthy winner, and he collects 16 points towards the World Championship qualification, and he looks well pleased.